So this case started, it was a Palafox case. It was on the news. We're going to show their surveillance footage of a hit and run pedestrian accident that happened right here in front of the wine bar. There's a crosswalk between the wine bar and the breezeway, I guess, leading into what was Pot Roast and Pinot and Blue Jay's Bakery and all that. But that area is a designated crosswalk for pedestrians to walk across the street. Well, a year or so ago, there was, on a weekend night, there was a white pickup truck that careening down Palafox recklessly and hit two pedestrians that were inside the crosswalk and kept going, a hit and run accident. Well, we fortunately ended up getting hired by both of the injured parties and their families. And of course, we knew there was a criminal investigation going on, and we obviously always defer to the criminal investigation. They have a lot more tools in their quiver, or arrows in their quiver, rather, to tools in their box, arrows in their quiver, to get at the people than we do as civil lawyers, because criminal process is quicker. It's they can access phone records and things immediately with search warrants. So they have the ability to do that kind of stuff in a much more expedited fashion. So we always defer to the criminal side. They unfortunately said they didn't have enough to prosecute. We've talked about the burden of proof being higher in a criminal case than it is in a civil case. You not only have to prove that a specific car was involved, but you have to prove that a specific person was actually behind the wheel of the car at the time. So they had issues with proving that. And their investigation basically went cold. So we took off where they left on the investigation, and we kept pushing, and Thomas Gore, who's an associate lawyer in our office, and I worked trying to figure out how to match different parts of the vehicle with potential owners. And we took the information that the police had for a possible suspect, and we've started talking to the witnesses, and we got a witness to basically tell us something they hadn't told the police, identifying a potential suspect. We then were able, using the information that the PPD had gathered, along with the information that we had gathered from the witness that evening that actually told us more than she told some of the police, or maybe the questions we were asking were different. But in any event, we got more information. We took that information and we were able to actually identify the suspect to a more likely than not standard. And that's all you need for a civil case. So we went ahead and put the suspect on notice. Of course, they ignored the letters. And then we had to file suit. And we filed suit, and they can't ignore that. And we took them basically to court, so to speak. We took them through the litigation process. And it turned out they didn't have a lot of insurance because they had misrepresented some things about their insurance policy. Long and short of it is, we were able to get a decent settlement for the client. We're obviously going to put the information about who the suspect was because we didn't sign any confidentiality agreements. That was part of the deal. We wanted to make sure this person got the notoriety they deserve for causing this kind of injury and being this kind of reckless, especially in downtown Pensacola on a weekend night. And so we're going to post links to the person's name and the lawsuit at the bottom of this video. If you have any questions about this case or any other hit and run accident, you can find us on the web at zarzaurlaw.com, or you can call us at 855-HIRE-JOE. We are happy we can serve these two clients and hopefully make Pensacola just a little bit safer, especially downtown, by making sure this person at least and the owner were accountable. Thank you. So Max, we're going to show the video probably before this part of the segment is run, but the video obviously is from a surveillance camera on Palafox near where the wine bar is. There's a crosswalk there on Palafox, and you and a friend were walking across that crosswalk one night, and a white pickup truck flying down Palafox for no apparent reason hit you and your friend. Tell us about that, what you remember about that.
The only thing I really remember from that night is us we were on the way to play. We were going to play, that's across the street from the crosswalk we were using. And, all I remember is there was like a flash. I saw the truck down the road as I started to cross, but it was very far away. So I went ahead and started walking across. And then the last thing I saw was, the lights out of the corner of my eye. And then that's when after that, I just woke up in the hospital in the hospital bed with a neck brace on. I had absolutely no clue what had happened.
You learned later that it was a hit and run accident where the person didn't stop?
Yes, sir.
And then were the police doing an investigation? The Pensacola Police Department was doing an investigation? And tell us what happened with that.
Well, they basically couldn't prove that it was him. They couldn't find really enough evidence, I guess, to prove that it was him. So what happened, he basically got off with it. So.
And so then obviously you hired us somewhere in the mix there, or you and your mom did. And we got to work on the investigation part of this, and we were able, Thomas Gore in my office and myself were able to sort of figure out with some research, and we got the public records from the police department's files. We sort of got a hold of what they had and where they called it a dead end. And we were able to figure out who the person was, who owned the truck. And eventually we were able to bring a case for you. And we got a decent settlement for you, despite the fact there wasn't a lot of insurance available. None, actually, except for your own policy. But tell us about the process of going through the lawsuit part of this. How has that been for you?
Been pretty good, y'all. I mean, y'all made it really easy for me. The only thing I pretty much had to do was just wait on everything to get done with. I didn't have, any problems getting through any of the process.
And we were pretty strong about not agreeing to any confidentiality with this settlement. And the purpose of that was to make sure that the people that caused this don't get to hide behind this case. So we're going to actually, in this video, we're going to publicize the names of the owner and the driver. We're going to publicize the lawsuit itself. We're also going to let the PPD know the information that we gathered during our investigation, which was in addition to what they had. Obviously, the idea that we went through this, they actually had to come out of pocket, out of their, I guess, checking account, or they had to get loans to settle this case. And so, we were adamant, and you were adamant about not allowing them to hide behind this lawsuit as a way of putting this behind them completely. And the purpose of this video is to make sure the community understands that if you do something like that, especially in an area where we are always walking and having fun and being responsible in a crosswalk, right? And you're not going to get away with it, especially if, you have people involved like the PPD and us. And so thank you, first of all, for allowing us to help you with your case. And thank you for being strong and hanging in there, because a lot of people would be like, oh, I don't want to feel like pursuing this, or I don't want to. They may take the first offer that comes out down the pipe, and you are strong to not do that. So we appreciate you being steadfast, and vigilant, and making sure this we got them, we held them accountable, right? And we're still holding them accountable today. So thank you for allowing us to be part of that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate, everything y'all have done. You did a really good job. Probably couldn't have asked for a better lawyer. So pretty happy about that.
Thank you, Max. And good luck to you in the future. And we appreciate you doing this video.
Yes, sir. Thank you.